trees of Copperdot Forest stretch high into the sky. Light shafts from the afternoon sun shine on the south road ahead, but the trees choke out much of the day's light. The dirt road is enforced with logs on both sides to keep nature at bay, and the caws of loud birds echo between the thick tree trunks. 𝙊𝙚𝙚 leads the group, the map rolled in his fist, followed by Barrik, 𝙊𝙚𝙚, and then 𝙬𝙧, all cautiously watching the dark edges of the tree line. And that is where you all are.
Heading into Copperdot. Bam, bam, bam. Can I see any dots in the trees yet? Or can I see any dots in the trees as for its namesake?
There are no copper dots in the trees.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
Maybe it's called that because Copperdot is a kind of snake.
𝙊𝙚, how close are we to the lake?
Lake is just on the other side of these trees here. And yeah, you guys were coming here for some eggs.
Oh, right.
I said that I wanted to try the eggs from Copperdot Forest again because I've tried them once before. I think Barrik at least was like way on board for that, but then he also heard that the lake was through the forest. 𝙬𝙗𝙧 in a different direction, but that's where we have to go for you.
𝙬𝙗𝙧 is east, further east down this road, and that's where 𝙊𝙚 is going.
So we're all going in the same direction.
Like, we made an agreement as well. At the beginning, Barrik heard that his daughter was at the lake, last seen at the lake, so he said, okay, I'll go to the lake. And I was like, okay, I'll go with you if we go to the Citadel after, because that's where I want to go. So, do I know how to find the eggs? I don't think I do.
Is there like a trick? Finding
Would 𝙊𝙚𝙚 know?
𝙊𝙚 doesn't know anything about this forest. Just what the map tells him, that it's on the south road to 𝙬𝙗𝙧.
Well, these eggs were so delicious, but I just don't know where to find them. So I'm going to be like peeking in the kind of the ground area for any kind of nest areas for eggs or anything in branches.
Is everyone going to be looking for the eggs?
Wait, turtle eggs in branches?
They might have claws. I don't know.
I've never seen a turtle climb anything. That must be awesome, though. If you like take a day to climb a tree.
You do not see any turtle nests anywhere on the ground. I'm assuming you guys are sticking to the road?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm going to be looking up in the branches because I know stuff y'all don't know.
Since you're the one who's going to look and not going to share, I'll get just you to roll a perception check.
Oh, only a 9.
I know. You just see big, green, mossy trees that go up very high. This is almost rainforest-ish.
Okay, well, maybe I'll enlist the other guys then. Then I'll tell them to start looking up in the branches.
What are we looking for?
Well, any kind of nests in the branches.
𝙊𝙚𝙚's not going to say anything. He's just going to start looking up along with you guys. So everyone's going to start looking in the trees.
Tree watching.
Roll a neutral 1.
Unnatural 20.
No one sees a nest up in the trees right next to the road here. But Barrik sees what looks like it might be a turtle trail through the bushes. Kind of dragged over leaves that look like a whole horde of really low creatures dragged their way through the area.
What? Does that mean they hauled away a little turtle to come and drag? Was he kidnapped?
The implication was that they walked across the ground and crossed the road.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not what I got from it.
Drag marks from like mommy turtles and baby turtles all just crossing the road, dragging their slow feet over the logs that mark the roadway.
There's just a lot of them.
So cute.
No turtles were harmed in the making of this roll.
Yeah.
I see some tracks in the dirt here. Looks like turtles.
Can we see that they were baby turtle feet with a mom turtle?
With his 20, Barrik can point out to you one perfectly preserved little tiny turtle footprint.
That's so cute. Barrik, do you do that?
I will point it out.
Okay.
But this is a cute little footprint.
So now I have a question. If we're looking for the eggs, then do we follow the turtles or do we go from where they came? Because that might be like a nesting ground where lots of turtles had their eggs.
Or maybe if there's cute little turtle feet, it means that they're already hatched.
Yeah, but not necessarily all of them.
I'm not the turtle expert.
We could find this trail again, so we could just have a look for the nest and then go find the turtles later.
What do you think, Barrik?
To the nest.
Okay, nest we go.
Is that
The direction that they came from.
following where the trail came from, not where it's going to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you guys enter deeper into the forest, leaving the road behind. The forest is quite dark with all this dense foliage, but the trail is wide. You follow it, and it disappears at the stump of a tree.
Stump of a tree.
Barrik, do you have your shovel?
I don't want to go uprooting an entire tree. That's what you mean.
I suppose they make their nests in the branches, so we have to climb rather than dig.
It's a stump, 𝙊𝙚𝙚.
It's a stump? Oh, yes. I was looking at a completely different tree.
But
maybe it's a turtle illusion stump. Their mages have crafted clever disguises for their nests.
I will wave my hand over the stump.
You wave your hand over the stump of a old tree.
Perhaps it is their god?
Want to give the stump an offering?
Nah, I'm okay.
And we don't see any more turtle tracks anywhere?
There's tracks around this stump, but not going off in any other direction.
So they all took the turtle trail?
Yeah.
We follow the turtle trail then.
Back the way we came? Yeah. Well, is there anything weird about the stump?
It's not like they're going to outrun us.
Is it just like broken off from a lightning strike, or was it cut down?
It has chop marks from axes. It looks like it was cut down.
Were they little chopping marks from small mice people?
This is strange.
Somebody who's hunting turtle eggs chopped down their turtle tree, and the turtles had to follow the turtle trail to a new turtle tree.
To Turtle Tree 2.0.
Is there any indication that there was like fogness?
Nope, you guys are very central in the province. The fog should be distant in all directions. So yeah, you guys follow the turtle trail in the direction that it seems to have been heading. You cross the road where you left the road onto the other side, and you follow the trail. It winds through the forest, and it ends at another tall tree. This one fully intact.
Do we see anything? Are there any toidles? Are there like footy prints? Are there eggies? Are there dots?
If you look up into this tree, you all see hundreds of copper dots lining the branches way, way up high.
I get it now. The copper dots. It's the turtles.
It's their eyes.
That's scary. Just like 100 turtle eyes turned to you.
Blinking copper turtle eyes stare down at you at the base of their tree.
Barrik waves. Hello.
Leah, how did you get the turtle eggs last time?
A traveler gave them to me. Someone I knew back home. So, what do you guys think? Should we climb it?
Did we actually see any eggs
First
up
of all,
in the tree?
I want to ask, are we going to actually take these eggs? Because the last time I climbed something to get eggs, I didn't get eggs.
That's true.
Yeah, no, I'm down to try.
Yeah, I'd like to see if there actually are any eggs up in the tree at the moment.
You can't see any eggs from the ground.
Leah, how delicious were these eggs?
Very. I don't know how else to answer that question. They were very, very good.
In that case, I start taking out my grappling hook.
Is it like a pine tree or a deciduous tree?
Deciduous tree, but a really big one.
How big around is it? About a meter in diameter?
Meter or two. Meter and a half.
What? That's not like a little bit.
It's an old turtle tree.
An old turtle tree has to be fuck huge.
It's got to fit these hundreds of turtles.
𝙊𝙚𝙚,
Get it?
can you toss this up?
Oh, of course
I'm
I
going to
can.
hand him the grappling hook.
Okay, I'm going to take the grappling hook, and I'm going to throw it at the tree. Hopefully the right tree. 7.
The hook flies up into the tree. You hear some cracking, and the hook falls back down along with some yellow yolks.
I found the nest.
We just wasted a bunch of turtle eggs.
Yeah, so you wasted a bunch of eggs and the hook didn't stick.
I'm going to poke a bit at the yellow and taste it.
A raw egg.
Yep. Is it as delicious as I assumed?
It tastes better than a raw chicken egg, but it still tastes just like raw egg.
Are you convinced, Barrik?
I still don't know why they nest in the trees.
This part does confuse me. Maybe I'll give the hook back to Barrik and say maybe he should try today.
Alright, Barrik will give a hook toss. That is an unnatural 20.
The hook sails up, hooks between a nook in the branches, and you tug on it. It seems to bear your weight.
Hey, be careful, Barrik.
Will do.
So you pass a few branches on your way up that have a few small turtles on them, no eggs. And when you get up about halfway, there's one large branch with some larger turtles on it, as well as a nest of 3 eggs behind them.
I found some eggs.
Woo! After Barrick's down, I want to try.
Or do you want to follow him up right now?
Yeah, let's do that. 𝙊𝙚𝙚, you coming or staying down here?
I'll come.
What do I have to roll?
You don't have to roll anything.
Okay.
You just climb in a rope that's secured well in a tree.
Cool.
You just got to worry about putting too much strain on the rope with all three of you.
Seeing them climbing up, I'll shimmy onto the branch itself. That way I don't have my weight on the rope as well.
Do you have to, like, scooch some little turtles away?
There's enough room for you to climb out onto this branch, and when you climb out onto it, a big, fat turtle is blocking you from going any further.
He's like the Snorlax from Pokemon.
I'm going to stare into the turtle's eyes.
Ooh. You stare into the turtle's copper eyes, and they blink, and you blink, and they blink again, and it just keeps blinking and staring at you. It doesn't react to you in any way. It doesn't even seem to notice that you're there in front of it.
Alright, in that case, I'm going to kind of swing myself to the underside of the branch and then crawl myself past him, but underneath.
While you're doing that, you guys are going to make it about up to where he is. Are you going to crawl onto his branch or find different branches to crawl onto?
I'm going to go on a different branch.
Is the branch that you were on the one with the nest?
Don't they all have nests?
The lower ones didn't. He climbed out onto the first branch that had a nest on it.
I will go higher then.
Okay, so you're both going to different ones. Okay, well, I'll get you to roll a athletics check.
13.
That is enough to shimmy underneath this big fat turtle. Scoop yourself back up onto the top of the bridge behind it.
What's Callow up to?
I fucking hate Callow.
No, we always forget about him.
Callow didn't want to risk putting too much weight on the ropes, so he is down at the bottom, staring up at you guys, hope in his eyes that he's going to get to taste one of these turtle eggs.
We can't let him down. He's so innocent and pure.
I'm going to shout down, Callow, omelet or scrambled?
Oh, don't matter to me much, as long as it fills my belly.
Pieces belly.
Get ready to catch just in case.
Okay, it's going to be tough. You guys are pretty high up there, unless these eggs are pretty strong.
But they got shattered with the grappling hook, so probably not.
Is there enough space for me to open up my backpack and take things out?
You wouldn't be able to place them about. You can look through your backpack and maybe bring one thing out onto your own lap.
Intent is to throw down my bedroll down to Callow.
Yeah, you can do that.
Alright, now we have an egg catching net.
Barrick's up in a tree with a bunch of turtles and a bucket on his head.
Yes, while dropping a bedroll from the tree.
And then you guys were climbing higher. You both find your own branches to climb out onto, and they are much the same. Leah, you climb out onto a branch just a little bit higher on the other side of the tree, on which 3 smaller turtles dot the branch before a nest with 4 more eggs. And Alika, you climb out onto another branch way high up, much thinner than the other ones, with 1 smaller turtle and a nest with only 1 egg out at the very tip.
I really am interested to see what happens here.
Before I do anything, can I look down and see if there's anything directly below this branch?
Beneath your branch, a little ways down, is Barrick's branch. You're about right above him.
Nothing bad will happen.
Nothing bad at all.
Okay, so I'm going to be crawling out on mine. When I get close enough to a little baby turtle, do they seem aggressive or scared or anything?
How close are you getting?
Probably about 2 feet.
At 2 feet, they do not react to you. They do their slow copper blink.
Okay, well, I want to be picking them up and putting them on my back, like while I crawl over the branch to get to the eggs. I can't, like, soothe them in any way.
How do you want to soothe them?
Carefully let them know my intention, and if they get upset or show distress at any moment, I'll, like, pull back.
I will get a sleight of hand roll from you.
That's 18.
The first turtle, you slowly reach your hand, caress the back of his shell up to under him, and then you lift him.
I want to put him either, like, on my back, like with my knapsack, or if there's another branch within reach, I'll put him on the other branch.
Yeah, it would have to be on your back then. So you're doing that to the first one. You're going to try it on all 3. Mm-hmm. Right? The second one, you do the same. Put them behind you. Now you have 2 turtles on your back. The third one, you reach out and it snaps. You take 1 damage.
I'm not sure what to do from here.
Is there anything impeding me from the nest now that I got past the big guy?
Oh, there's just that one big turtle blocking its nest. In front of you are the 3 turtle eggs.
Alright, I want to grab nest and all. Callow, I'm going to drop some. And then I'm going to hold it over the edge and drop it.
Callow's gonna make a roll to try and catch it with this open bedroll.
Poor
And
Callow.
he misses the whole nest. It falls onto the roots of the tree right next to where he was holding the open bedroll.
You said you didn't care how, so eat up.
Callow will scoop the dirty yolk into a little vial that he has on his belt.
Well, it looks like it's up to me to save the egg day. This branch that I'm on, is it so small that if I put a foot on it, it starts to like buckle under my weight? Or can I walk a little ways out onto it?
You can walk a little ways out onto it, and then you start to hear the creaking of the wood.
So when I'm at the creaky point, where is the little turtle?
He's right in the middle, about 3 feet in front of you.
I'm gonna go back to this, like the
trunk.
The trunk, yep. Put my shield and my spear there, and just like try to unburden myself as much weight as I can. Go back to the creaky point and take another step forward, and then I'm gonna punch the little turtle out of my way.
I'll get an attack roll from you, unarmed.
19.
That's a hit. Okay, this turtle, he flies off the branch and into the branches of another tree, never to be seen again.
That's fine.
Thank God Leah didn't see that.
Since he's above me, do I see?
He's about 20 feet above you. Barrick's at 50, Leah's at 60, Alec is at 70 feet.
That's gonna kill me if I fall. Bearing that in mind, I'm gonna get down on my belly and just scoot up and try to reach the egg. I'm gonna disperse my weight as much as I can.
I guess that would be acrobatics.
5.
You overextend your weight on this branch, and it snaps in half. It doesn't fall from the tree. It snaps and dangles from the sturdier part of it, and you are upside down. The egg falls right onto Barrik, cracks on his back, and he's now covered in yellow turtle yolk.
I'm gonna adjust my bucket a bit, look up and say, Alec, are you okay up there?
You're only about 15 feet above Barrik now.
I guess I could just drop onto your branch.
Oh God.
Things would work out okay.
Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing Barrik did before, where he like flips
Underneath?
sloth-like, but I have to take the turtles off of me first. I'm going to like pluck them back and put them back with their turtle friend, and then flip over and crawl under them.
An athletics roll from you.
3.
You slide underneath your branch, start to shimmy forward, and you lose grip, and you fall, and you land on a lower branch about 20 feet down. It catches you, and you take only 3 damage. You got really lucky there.
So I'm only at 6 health right now. Are there any turtles around me, or any eggs or anything?
When you landed on this branch, you knocked a turtle out of the tree, and it lands on the ground next to Callow. It lands on its shell, and it is perfectly fine.
Oh, thank God.
It flips over, and it slowly begins the ascent.
Up the tree. Ascent.
So now that Barrik dropped a nest, I have dropped an egg onto Barrik, and Leia has fallen. I think we're about done, unless we can find any more eggs.
Well, there's still her branch with her 3 turtles on it, and 4 eggs.
Can I see this branch?
It was 10 feet down from your branch and up from Barrick's branch. It's on the other side of the tree.
I'll try to climb the dangly thing.
I'm going to get another acrobatics roll for that.
14.
Okay, you climb back up to where your branch held.
I'll grab my spear and shield, so I'm not going to forget that again. And I'm going to grab the tree around and just kind of like shimmy over and down to Leia's branch.
Her branch, same as it was before, 3 turtles on it and 4 eggs at the other side of them.
You're going to be so mad at me.
I'm shaking my head. Don't do it.
That'll be fine. You dropped one like 30 feet onto the
He's
ground.
okay, though. I didn't punt him into the
Exactly.
fucking universe.
Yeah, I just gave him a new home. That's all it was.
Are you going to try?
Yeah, 3 turtle punts.
Go for the first one.
14.
You stub your toe on this turtle's shell.
Oh,
It does not budge.
this turtle. He knows what's up.
And he's going to nip at your foot for 1 damage.
Can I jump over the turtles?
You can try.
I
Yeah.
don't think it'll work.
This is a much sturdier branch than the one he chose before.
16.
You clear the turtles, land on the other side of the branch right in front of the nest. One of these turtles, the third one, is going to turn around, start to climb towards you.
I am going to grab the eggs, and I'm going to shout down to Leah and 𝙬𝙬. I'm going to toss them each an egg.
Leah's on a branch a little ways down from where you are now. 𝙬𝙬 will run around to your side of the tree. So you're dropping one egg to each of them?
I'll drop one egg to each of them.
Alright, well they will each try to catch.
4.
The egg sails past you, right between your arms, and towards 𝙬𝙬. And he is going to try catching both of these eggs.
Uh-oh.
He catches one. The one that you threw to him falls to the ground, and the one that Leah missed falls right into the bedroll.
I'm going to take the last 2 eggs and just throw them in my bag, and I'm going to climb down this fucking tree.
Are you going to jump over the turtles again? Because this one has caught up to you, and he's going to nip at you again.
Nip at me, turtle.
For 1 damage.
Damn it, he hits me. Okay, this turtle's dying. I'm going to take my spear and try to go through the turtle shell. We're having turtle soup.
That's gonna be fucking hard.
But my thrust is true.
He's like a little rock, right? You try to punt him and then he doesn't move.
We'll
Anyway,
see.
okay, we'll see. I have faith in my turtle.
No, it's a 10.
Your spear glances off the side of his iron shell. He is going to snap at you again, but this time he gets a hard bit of your boot and does not puncture.
Alright, I'm going to descend the tree the same way I've climbed up. So swinging underneath the large turtle and then going down the rope.
Well, you've done it once. I won't make you roll again.
I glide gracefully down.
I'm going down too. I want to check on the little turtle. While he is ascending and I am descending, I want to just like check.
He looks
Make sure
perfectly
he's
fine.
Okay, does he look mad at me?
His eyes blink.
They have no soul.
Can I grapple the turtle?
Go for it.
13.
He got an 8.
So I pick up the turtle, and I'm going to jump down to the next branch with the turtle below me and just smash.
Slam him. Trying to use him as a shield for the falling damage.
13.
You are going to be taking this fall damage with him.
The turtle hoists me around.
No, you just are falling with a rock in your arms and it means nothing to gravity. You take 7 damage and he bounces out of the tree and onto the ground.
These things are resilient.
Yeah. The one I punted is probably just doing just fine.
Off in fucking Jupiter.
This aggressive turtle here, he is going to land on the ground base of the tree, flip around, and begin the ascent.
I guess now I'm just going to climb down the tree then, dejectedly.
But you just jumped out of a tree with 2 eggs in your bag. I'm going to get you to roll a flat check to see if any of those eggs smash.
They're all smashed. Yeah, it's not bad. 14.
One of them smashed.
Damn it!
So you guys walk away with a dirty vial of yolks and 2 perfect turtle eggs.
I'm going to hold out my Yoki pouch. And be like, I have more.
Gonna see if we can add it to the vial that's already there.
It's brimming now with dirty yolk.
Okay, so I have a question. Now that we're at the bottom of the tree, can we take like a short rest or something? Because me and 𝙬𝙚 got some wounds. I imagine there's some nasty shit in the forest, and I don't have a lot of mana left.
You guys can have like a little cook-off under the tree, cook their turtle babies right where they can see you. Noon right now, so you guys could do with a lunch. So 4 eggs between the 4 of you, that's pretty much perfect. Under this turtle tree, you're going to have a cookout. 𝙬𝙬 brings out his small cooking gear, and he cooks them up, and they're pretty delicious. They're probably the best eggs any of you have ever had, and they are so good that you all feel a bit more powerful.
Is there like God rays from above the sky that light on us too?
There is a single ray from the hole that the turtle that got kicked into the brush made when he flew up. There's now a beam of light coming down onto where 𝙬𝙬 set up his gear.
Awesome.
Right, and yeah, you guys are all fully healed and have full stomachs, and you conquested the turtle nest.
Let's make our way to the lake.
On we go.
The road doesn't reach the lake at any point, so you guys want to go off-road according to the map?
Yes.
We'd have to go northward, right? So
Off the beaten path.
Let's go.
Did Graham say it was by the lake or like on the lake?
Graham said he sold someone a sword a long time ago near the lake.
So it could be anywhere around the lake then.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is a very loose hint.
But a hint is a hint.
That's all we have to go on. Okay. Where do you want to start?
I'd like to walk around the entire lake.
Works for me. Okay. Let's get going.
Sounds nice.
You guys are going to go off the beaten path, start heading north according to the map up to where the forest meets the lake. It's going to be a very scenic route, and you guys are going to have to kind of cut your own trail through the dense forest, but it isn't impossible, and there aren't any predators really to run into here that you're aware of, so nothing hops out at you. It's not a dangerous forest. It's a pretty empty one.
It's just a lot of turtles.
Yeah, hundreds.
Forest.
Immovable objects.
Mm-hmm.
While you guys are cutting through the trail, you can see to the side a little copper dot in the brush, and it slowly makes its way up to your group. It walks up to 𝙊𝙚, and it snips at his toes.
Okay.
Only one dot? He only has one eye?
One at a distance, and it turned into two as it closed the distance, and you saw that it was 2 eyes of a Copperdot turtle.
So we just watched it walk up to us for that like extremely long amount of time. He's like,
Well, you didn't see it until it was pretty close already, because it was so small. And yeah, it goes right up to 𝙊𝙚,
It's gonna stick my boot.
and it snips his boot, and it is the same turtle that you kicked out of the tree.
No!
Never to be seen again, more like to be seen right away again.
Oh, shit.
he holds a grudge. Oh my god.
This turtle is my mortal enemy right now.
He must have been like watching from the tree, like from wherever he was punted. He like came and watched us and then followed us.
If we hadn't break for lunch, he would have cut up to us a week from now.
Yeah, you guys took a half hour, that's all he needed to catch up. Intercept course.
Okay, well, I want to try to pick him up. See if he's kind of friendly.
Are you great?
Or if I
Friendly?
can
Just
I mean, like,
my
if I
boot.
can calm him down.
I'll get an animal handling check.
That's 20. Unnatural.
You crouch down towards it, let out your hand. It does not snip at your hand, and you can get your arms around it and pull it into your lap, and it will let itself be dragged there.
Is there any kind of, like, vegetation nearby that I can kind of pluck and try to feed him with?
Ooh, that is going to be a perception roll from you.
Seems to like my foot.
Yeah, let's all look for something it can eat. I got an 11.
I was gonna point at 𝙊𝙚's boots.
You want to try feeding it a boot?
You're not feeding it my boot or my foot.
I just want to set him home unharmed, but, like, I want to make sure that he's not going to follow us. So, like, I want to feed him and be on friendly terms first and then let him off.
Okay, well, you don't see anything nearby to feed to him.
Don't turtles have, like, a really long lifespan? This thing could be our enemy until the end of the campaign.
You want to put him down before he becomes too powerful?
It's always out there somewhere.
Yeah, so you haven't found anything for him to eat. Do you want to just turn him around and send him on his way and hope that he goes, or?
I want to try to calm him down a bit more first. I feel like this isn't going to solve the problem just picking him up and holding him a second and then it's like, okay, you can go now.
Just start petting him.
Yeah. I know what'll solve the problem.
Not going to happen.
His boot. One way or another.
Will he eat anything in my rations?
He turns his nose up to every single thing in your rations.
You guys don't have any ideas here?
I'm not feeding the turtle. He's eating me.
So you are feeding the turtle.
Yeah, technically he's fed it the most.
If I'm the only one trying, I'll turn him around and make him put him down.
Okay, I will get another animal handling check on that.
21.
He starts trotting back in the direction of his tree.
What a good boy! Problem solved, hopefully.
Yeah, and you guys can continue on. The lake is just past a few more trees, and you behold it in all its gigantic, watery glory.
Is it like green water, like gross lake in the middle of nowhere? Algae stuff?
At the beach around the lake is a really gross, gray, swampy sand with lots of reeds in it. The water itself is crystal clear blue.
So we're gonna walk around this entire lake
Yes.
looking for tracks.
Or anything that seems out of place.
As you guys are beholding the lake, you can see that the day has progressed quite a bit. It is now evening.
We spent a lot of time in that fucking tree.
Okay, well, it's getting dark, so we're not gonna find anything in the dark. We should probably have a nap.
Alright, in that case, we'll look around, see if there's any places we can use as shelter, whether it be just like a big tree to sit under.
You guys should have a little bit of time if you want to start in a direction. Unless you guys just want to camp right where you've reached the water here. There doesn't look like there's any camp-worthy areas. There are lots of tall trees. You guys could just climb one of the trees by the edge and sleep there. You could just set up next to the beach in the reeds.
On the beach.
I like the beach idea too.
Okay, Callow's dumb.
I'm not afraid of the mice men, and if Elsa's out here, she'd be able to see the fire.
I'm not afraid of the mice men either. I'm afraid of the turtles. What if he went back to get his friends?
You must conquer your fear.
They only nip my toes. Nothing else.
Okay, so you guys are going to set up a camp on the beach, a fire, and your bedrolls?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We should have someone keep watch.
I'll go first.
After you guys have set up your camp and before anyone's gotten a chance to rest, you start to see a glow from the lake.
Like a biochemical, light blue glow, or just like magical red evil glow?
Yeah, like a luminescent, pale green glow.
Pale green.
Eyes like her mother.
It's judged as to how far away it is from the beach.
I'm gonna ignore it and go to sleep.
Maybe I'll approach it too and try to see if I can get a read off it, if it's natural or if it's magic.
Callow is going to sit on his bedroll and watch you two approach the water. And as you guys approach closer to the water, the glow is getting brighter, coming from the depths. And as it gets closer and closer, you can see that it is a large crawfish.
What?
Bioluminescent.
Underneath the water, and he's huge?
He's crawling on the bottom up towards the edge, and he starts to veer off at a certain depth.
That's like a goddamn nightmare, but as long as he's not fucking with us, I ain't gonna fuck with him.
You don't think he's corrupted?
I think the turtles would be corrupted too.
Isn't the fog wall too far away?
This is about as far from the fog as you're gonna get.
I vote we pack it in, but keep an eye on the thing.
While you're voting for that, 2 more are gonna slowly make their way up and branch out in other directions. And you can see now that they have come up all around, making a nice glowing ring around the edge of the lake as far as you can see.
Leah, have you seen anything like this before?
Not at all.
Callow thinks it looks mighty pretty.
Can I do a detect magic? Am I within 30 feet of it?
Yeah, if you go into the water a little bit, you will be.
Oh, so they're fairly out there. They're not even that close.
They're pretty deep under the water because they're pretty big. Yeah, you detect a faint bit of magic from the giant crawfish.
Only a tiny bit?
Divine protective magic.
So, we're safe. I think it's fine. But you can go to sleep, Barrik.
I'll make sure that my bow is close on hand.
Who am I waking up first for second watch?
I'll go next.
And you guys want to have a long rest next to the lake here? While Leah is watching, one of them is going to emerge from the water and slowly approach your little campsite here. It's got really long, spindly legs and really tiny, short claws that look almost useless, kind of like a T-Rex where they can't reach anything. So this one is going to approach your camp with its spindly legs and its tiny T-Rex claws. Who's nearest to the water?
Probably me.
It's going to bend down towards you and start to pat at your face with its little antennae.
I'm having fun. Does he seem aggressive or anything, or is he just checking me out? Because he had good magic, so...
He's just checking you out, yep. He's going to move to everyone in the party. As they're sleeping, he's going to prod you all in the face with his little antennas.
I imagine that would wake me up.
I probably wouldn't. I think I have a total of 4 perception when I'm asleep.
Senses over Callow, who also doesn't wake up. And when it is satisfied, it is going to kick over your fire with its tail. And then it's going to run away into the water in its weird little gawky, spindly way.
Am I still dreaming?
You're okay, Barrik. You can go back to sleep.
And you may all continue your rest. It's going to be a colder night now that he's killed your fire. Unless you want to try and start it back up again.
No, I'm going to respect that. I don't know what Barrik would do when I woke him up for second watch if he would start up a fire again.
During the second watch, I'll just make sure that I'm still in my bedroll. So I'm awake and looking around, but I'm huddled up.
Nice and warm.
Yep.
You wake up the next morning, bright and early. The sun is still just barely coming over the horizon, so the sky is blue and it's still pretty cold.
I would like to go around the lake clockwise.
West?
But walking slowly and expecting anything that might hint where my daughter might be.
Out of respect, I'm doing the same, keeping as much eye out as I can.
I'll attempt to do the same. I'll be as perceptive as I can be.
Around the perimeter of the lake, looking for any signs of anything. I'll get perception rolls from everyone.
Got 18.
3.
14.
Well, as you guys are making your way across, you're not seeing any evidence that anyone has been around this lake in a long time. There's an old pier that is rotted away, but there's no evidence of any people being around at all. However, right near the edge of the forest is a group of mouse folk. They are dragging out a crawfish that they murdered.
You didn't want to kill the mice men before.
I didn't want to kill them if they weren't corrupt, but they are corrupt.
I don't think they are actual, like...
Didn't they have gray bits?
He was very ambiguous.
𝙬𝙬𝙧 told you that they're corrupt.
Okay, well, they definitely did fuck up a crawfish. Like, the crawfish is dead?
Yeah,
Or-
this crawfish is dead. They have speared it, and they are dragging it along the beach, probably back to their home to feed the rest of the mouse folk.
I want to get the carcass back at least.
By the way, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Because I haven't seen a crawfish yet.
Now it just looks like a big gray mass of...
Fat, shrimpy stuff.
Yeah, there's 4 of them, all with spears, dragging it in the dirt.
I want to see if I can see better now whether or not they're actually corrupted by fog.
Alright, in the morning light, you want to roll perception to see if they look corrupt.
5.
They look just as malnourished as the ones that you saw at 𝙬𝙧. These ones are not dressed for war. They are dressed for fishing.
I've been thinking, guys, that crawfish looks pretty tasty. I could do for some seafood.
I'm vegetarian.
Either way, I knock an arrow and say, do we kill him?
I do not want to attack them unless they're corrupt.
I'll shout, hey!
The mice will stop and look to you guys, drop the carcass, and run into the forest.
I'd like to put my arrow back in my quiver and then continue searching around the lake.
I want to perform some last rites on that poor little crawfish.
I want to attempt to get the trail of these mice dudes in case we want to follow them.
Survival to find the mice.
18.
You can see the trail that all 4 of them went. They scattered in different directions, though, so there's 4 different trails. They're all pretty obvious. For the last rites, I am going to get a religion check.
17.
While Leah is doing the last rites and Alika is looking for the trail, you are all going to hear a squealing moan noise, kind of like an elephant trumpet from the lake. And out from it is going to burst a gigantic mother crawfish.
Did I offend its religion?
It sees you over the corpse of one of its dead babies.
This is a
I'm
misunderstanding.
going to run over to Leah and get in front of her because this thing is going to kill you.
Yeah, it's got really long legs and it is going to quickly make its way out of the water and up to you. Instead of having baby T-Rex claws, it has massive claws that hang down into the water. And it pulls one up and you see it is razor sharp, glides past you to its child, and it scoops it up, puts its sensors down, and feels each of you. It's going to stop on Alika the longest and feel at him. It's going to do a contested insight check.
It's an 8.
It beats you, and it is not happy, and it lets out another trumpet right in your face, almost deafening. And it takes its child's body, dips it in the water behind itself, and then with its other claw, it snaps at your head.
But it's a good guy fish.
It's still going to fuck us up.
It's gonna fuck you up.
I'm not dying because you guys don't want to hurt a fish.
It snips at your head, but it aims too high, and you're able to duck under the snip of its pincer.
Okay, let's get the F out of here.
Combat has been initiated.
We're
with that
running.
swing.
I'll take a hit if I have to, but I'll dash.
Want to not run away. I'm gonna throw my weapons on the ground, kneel, and in Elvish say, "We mean no harm."
And Leah?
I don't know, because now there's like 2 good options of running or trying to chill. I'm definitely going to go farther back, but I don't want to leave Barrik alone.
Do you want to use the disengage so it can't attack you and move your movement 30 feet?
Yep.
Since 𝙊𝙚𝙚 is just dashing his 60 into the trees, it is going to reaction grab at you. 14?
My AC 17.
It misses.
I'm in the trees then.
You're safe in the tree line now between trees that this thing couldn't possibly fit between.
I'm going to turn back and yell, come on!
What does 𝙊𝙚 do?
It didn't make it to 𝙊𝙚 because it stopped on 𝙊𝙚𝙚. 𝙊𝙚 is going to use the opportunity that you created to also dash 60 feet into the tree line into safety. The monster's turn again. Barrik has prostrated himself to the thing and appealed to it in Elven.
Yes.
Leah has just moved 30 feet away. It is going to scoop Barrik, since you're not trying to fight it in any way. It is going to toss you into the forest, away from its lake.
I will do everything I can to avoid breaking any of my equipment.
So you're going to sail 40 feet.
But I'm not going to try to resist the throw or anything.
You take 10 damage when you strike the tree.
Okay, so I am running as fast as I can to Barrik.
It's only 10 feet into the trees. This thing is going to let out one more of its weird elephant howls, and then it is going to back up into the water, and it is going to turn around and plunge in.
Alright, I think we pissed it off.
We didn't do nothing. It was those mice. Did I catch up with Barrik?
He's got thrown a little a ways, but you guys can all meet up.
I want to cure wounds on him. Only 8. Sorry.
Thanks, Leah. I'd like to circle around the lake still, but from the tree line instead this time.
What if those mice men decide to attack us?
Then we'll defend ourselves.
Will we?
You guys are just at the edge of the forest now, so it should be a much safer for mice men.
When we were walking around before, did we see any other clearer trails through the jungle?
No, there was nothing. You guys are beating the first trail around the lake in a long time. Up the west side of the lake, it goes more grassland, like 𝙊𝙚𝙧 was. And there is no trees, there's no settlements, no ruins, nothing. Just a whole lot of grassland. And when you start to curve around to the north side, you can see the road a little ways in the distance, the north road. And it starts to get rocky. Sometimes you're getting blocked off by cliffs and have to go much deeper inland to get around them. And yeah, a little ways north of the road, there is a large cliff face that goes way up.
I'd like to inspect the cliffs a bit more.
So you're going to look on the other side of the road, kind of, more north.
Yeah.
It is a huge just wall of stone that you guys would not be able to climb. It is hundreds of feet high.
Does this look natural in any way?
Yep, it's probably on a fault line or something like that. And beyond that, you can see mountains going even higher than this large cliff does.
I think we would need climbing gear to get any further, Barrik. Of course, you probably have climbing gear.
Not actual climbing gear. That stuff is heavy. As we pass this area, I want to run my hand along the entire cliff face.
It'll take you guys a long while of walking along this cliff before you see a opening.
Hey!
Outside of that opening, you can see tracks for carts and abandoned equipment. This is the entrance to an old mine.
Jackpot.
It's worth a shot, I suppose.
I'm interested in going in.
Do you think your daughter would have gone down there?
It's possible. I'm gonna take out a hooded lantern. Hold it aloft as we enter.
Should I bring out a torch too, or are we well lit?
Oh, we should have plenty of light from the lantern.
Unless you want one of your own that you can control. If in case you don't trust Barrik to not run off when he sees something shiny.
Huh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, I'll whip out a torch too.
Me too.
Alright.
I'll just have shield and torch.
So you guys enter this abandoned mine. The tracks have some empty, rusted carts. As you enter, the track goes deep in a straight line, and then it descends into a hole. It's perfectly shaped for only the cart to fit in. And there is a cart blocking the way just a little ways in.
Okay, can I crawl into the hole and just kind of get my legs up against the cart, brace myself, and just shove to try to get that cart out of the way?
I'll get an athletics check from you.
17.
Does anyone else want to be checking other stuff while he does that?
I'll inspect the rest of the room.
Yeah, I wanted to check the rest of the room too.
So you two are going to check the rest of the room.
Yeah, just in case you missed anything.
Okay, it is very dusty. There's abandoned picks and tables that have rotted away. Old maps that have also just turned to dust on the tables that they were nailed to. When Alika kicks the cart, it makes a rusty cracking noise, and it shifts about a foot down and then screeches to a halt again.
Can I try again, but just applying constant pressure rather than a kick?
Sure.
Just try to get it moving. At the same time, I'll shout back, Barrik, do you have any oil? Natural 1.
Yeah, it doesn't move. I want you both to roll perception checks looking around the room. Callow is looking around the room as well, more in wonderment than actually looking for anything.
23.
12.
Okay, with the 12, you find a small ore vein. Must have been what they were mining here. Looks like it's a silvery metal that you can't tell what it is exactly. And the picks rusted next to it look unusable. Barrik finds a barrel with a long wick that goes all the way down and then wraps around the outside of the barrel a few times.
So Barrik has this giant grin on his face as he moves the lantern probably a bit too close to this barrel than it should be. I'll kind of look over to Alika and say, hey,
I'm in a hole. What? It kind of like echoes out.
what if it's pull and not push?
That's a good point. Can I like hook my foot under or something, like an axle?
There's a handle on the outside that you can try pulling on.
I'm assuming I'm in like a really tiny space.
A little shorter than you. You're able to pull it as far as you pushed it, and then it gets caught on the rusty bars, but you can try and overpower that with another athletics check.
20, unnatural.
You push it past the rusty part, it glides slowly out of the hole and onto the track that goes through this shaft. And you can see behind it, there is another cart right ahead of that one, blocking the way.
Well, we need to smash this cart.
I found something that could destroy it, but probably the whole mine. And I'm going to kind of like tap the barrel and put an emphasis on the wick that's sticking out.
Well, I want to see what's in this hole. Do you have any ideas, Leia?
Did I hear them talking about the...
You're probably too
explosion?
far away.
Yeah.
Callow's going to come up to you. He's going to see the vein that you found and the picks lying next to it. He's going to pick one up and try and get a nice mighty swing into the ore vein. And the pick head is going to fly off and almost hit you.
Oh, jeez.
And he'll apologize.
Graceful as always.
We should be careful with those. But yeah, I can pick up this mineral? Or is it stuck in the...
I'll see how good he hit it. He didn't hit it good enough to knock a chunk off, so it is still embedded in the wall.
I don't think there's really anything I can do about it besides try another shitty pick. I don't think my crossbow is strong enough. There's some kind of mineral here. Barrik, are you familiar with it?
Not with ores. We could have Graham check it. Be a couple days, though.
Yeah, I don't feel like carrying him here.
Well, we have an explosive.
You have a hole jammed with mine carts, and you have an ore vein, and you only have one explosive.
So do we use it on the ore vein? Or did we use it in the shaft and probably just reveal another minecart past this one?
I'm not sure of the value of this ore vein. Sure, we could probably sell it, but I don't know what else we would do with it or how valuable it is. I don't know anything about it. And then the other thing is, does it look like people were cramming them in there purposefully to keep people out?
They're just carts crammed in a mine shaft. You can't tell if it was purposeful or just a jam up.
Can I take the torch and push it as far in as I can get it and just see if there's another minecart behind this one?
The minecart covers the hole so well that you can't get the torch in behind.
Yeah, so is this like a cave-in?
It's engineered. These tunnels were built for these minecarts to slide through perfectly. They weren't built with the idea that something could go wrong and jam up the hole.
So, in my experience, mines that still have ore this close to the hole probably have more deeper in. Why would the miners abandon a mine if they have ore that they can mine right here? There must have been something else that they were either scared of or didn't want other people to find. Something valuable.
Or they were caved in the bottom or something, like the bad explosion.
So one way to find out, I say we throw this barrel down that hole, take the fuse, run outside, light it, kaboom, explore.
I'm not sure Leah has a vote either way.
I've never lit one of these before. And I knock on the barrel. I'm curious.
I'll head out first and trust you guys to get it started.
We'll hoist the barrel over into the minecart shaft.
Take the twine and we'll let it out, like through the whole room outside the cave, so we have like a solid rock wall between us and the explosion.
The fuse, if you unwind it from the barrel, it leads to almost the exit of the cave. You'd be just barely inside.
We'd have time to run then.
Works for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
We'll make sure everyone is outside, and then I will light the fuse, and then just eagerly watch the light into the cave.
It zips down really fast. You guys are panicked when you see it and should probably start running.
Yeah, I start stumbling out of the cave entrance.
Oh, fuck yeah, I'm gonna run as far down the path as I can.
You guys get outside of the cave. A few seconds after you get outside, you hear a really loud cracking pop, and then a burst of dust flies out the entrance to the cave. A few larger rocks fly out as well.
Alright, let the dust settle and see what's up.
Did it cave in?
So you guys re-enter the mines. All of the remaining furniture and picks that were leaned up against the walls are all knocked down. When you approach the hole that the minecarts went through, you will find it much larger than it was. If you go through, it opens up into a cavern about the same size as the entrance to the mine was. A little ways from the hole is a stack of 3 busted up mine carts, one of them mangled and still hot from the explosion. Through this tunnel, another track curves and goes down another of these holes, and then there is an entrance in the wall to the right.
Just for clarity, there are 3 entrances and exits to this room, with the one that we're coming in, the minecart hole, and then a walkway.
It's a big, tall opening that reaches the ceiling of this cavern.
Do you guys see anything valuable in here?
You guys want to perceive anything?
Yeah, see if we missed anything.
We need Callow's roll too. I got 11.
Callow, you're going to make Callow look? No, he doesn't find anything.
I got a 7.
Yeah, there's nothing along the walls of any value. Rusted up picks, shovels, mining equipment that was left behind.
I'm going to take my torch and head down the passageway.
Well, the passageway opens right up again into a room, but this room is not natural. It is smoothed stone. 4 pillars intricately carved with skulls and grotesque imagery.
It's a cool pillar.
Uh-huh.
And then there's another opening on the opposite end of this small chamber.
Leah, what do you make of this here?
It's pretty creepy. I'm not really a fan.
Do you think it has any kind of religious meaning or?
None that I'm familiar with.
Looks like some very violent imagery on the pillars. Murder, death. Callow is not going to enter. He's got a bad feeling about this place, and he's going to stay in the naturally formed mine and wait for you guys with a torch of his own.
If you hear any noises, Callow, call out, and if we don't answer back immediately, run outside.
Oh, have no doubts about that.
Does this place seem as old as the rest of the mine?
This chamber here looks like it's got a similar level of dust as the rest of the mine did.
Okay, so the weird fuckers who were mining might have also been cultists.
I'm going to inspect the pillars quickly to see what kind of skulls they are.
It's not perfectly artistically done that you could tell if it was like an elf. It just looks like humanoid bones and different images of skeletons tearing apart other skeletons and feasting on blood.
Okay.
Callow says he has a bad feeling about this place. Is there any way that I can just kind of like try to sense out if this place is nasty or not? Either with insight or perception?
Yeah.
I do have a spell. I have
you just
detect magic and detect good and evil.
Well, it doesn't take much to sense that this place is pretty evil.
Is there anything left in this room, like any spell books or anything?
No, it is just these pillars, the walls, and an entrance into another room.
Okay, I want to get out of there. I want to go back with Callow.
My curiosity is piqued.
I want to explore this place. It's so cool.
What's Barrik doing?
Barrik straightens his back and walks deeper.
Well, the two of you are going to enter the second room. It's similar to the first. It's smooth carved stone on the walls. There's only one pillar. It's much larger and in the middle of the room. Similar in concept to the other pillars, but there's a lot more imagery of fire on it. This room is much larger. In each of the 4 corners, bars descend from ceiling to floor. in a circle. Inside each of these cages, at the bottom, are piles of bones, charred and burned.
Are there any other entrances?
If you want to cross the room, go around the large pillar, you'll see that the other end of this room is caved in, almost to the cages, those farther two cages.
Let's inspect the bodies.
Looking in the cages, is there anything that wasn't burned? Maybe anything metal?
You guys want to check 2 of the cages each?
I'll do the ones on the left, the ones on the right.
Yeah. I hope that you roll well.
Investigation checks.
Hard as I can.
No, that's a 3.
-1, I get a 3 as well.
We'll get investigations twice from you guys.
We'll assume we did the closest. Farther one. I have a 7.
That's not bad. That's a 12.
So it was 3, 3, 7, 12.
Yup.
The 2 nearer cages, you can see only bones, and the further one that Barrik checks has a blade in it. The further back one that 𝙊𝙚𝙚 checks also has a blade in it.
This one's got a sword.
And you can tell from your investigation that they are female bones.
So we have 2 cages with knives in them.
Kind of inspect these blades a bit further. Are they just like burnt metal, or are they like intact and possibly magical?
They are intact. They are not magical. But on both of these blades, you can see the insignia, the 3 hexagons in a stack.
Okay.
These are blades that Graham has crafted.
Yeah. The people who were here in these cages, they might have known my daughter.
I'll leave the other bit unsaid. How many people did Graham say was your daughter with?
He didn't give an amount. He just said that it was a group. I'd like to then inspect the cave-in and see just how badly it caved in it is. Is it possible to excavate these stones?
It would take a very long time. However, when you are searching through, you will see the butt of a golden stick jutting from the cave-in.
I yank the golden stick.
Alright, it pulls out easily from the cave-in, and a rock that was behind it shifts into place really heavily. You shouldn't have been able to pull that out. It is a thin golden staff, and inlaid in it are 100 red gemstones from top to bottom. The top 3 of these that were embedded are glowing. And that is where we'll end our session.